हरे कृष्ण माताजी, प्रणाम माताजी।
Hare Krishna, everyone. Dandavat pranams to everyone here, actually. So, I welcome you all for this morning short Bhagavadam class. So, today we'll be concluding this chapter, ninth chapter, and then one of the characteristics, that is the defects we have now, like kama, krodha, lobha, moga, mada, makshara, about how the devotee will be, and even the Vrikshasura being a demon, but he was in the previous birth he was a devotee. So that how envious makes a person fall down, and how the envious without enviousness a person, the qualities of a person being a devotee. That one we are going to discuss here today. Okay, let us go. I will recite 53, 54, and I will give you all to recite the sloka for 55 because it has the purport actually. Okay, so before
Hare
that,
Krishna Mata, pranams.
pranams Prabhuji. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya, Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya, Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya, Narayanam Namaskrityam Naram Chaiva Narottamam, Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayam Udirayet, Nashtaprayeshu Apatreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevayam, Bhagatya Uttama Sloke Bhakti Bhavati Naistiki, reading from Bhagavadam. This is 6th canto, 9th chapter, sloka number 53. 1 second. ददायन् आतर्वनस्त्वस्त्रे वर्माभ्येत्ययं मत् आत्मकं विश्वरूपाय यत् प्रादात् स्वस्ताय त्वम् आदस्तथा ध्यायन् ध्यान ददाञ्च Atharvanaha, the son of Atharva, Tvastre, unto Tvasta, Varma, the protective covering known as Narayana Kavacha, Abhedyam, invincible, Mat Atmakam, consisting of myself, Visvarupaya, unto Vishvarupa, yet which, rather delivered, Tvasta, yet which, Tvam, you, Adaha, received, Tata, from him. Translation by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhakti Vedanta Swami Prabhupada Ki Jai. The Dhyancha's invincible protective covering known as the Narayana Kavacha was given to Tvasta, who delivered it to his son Vishwarupa, and from whom you have received it. Because of this Narayana Kavacha, the Dichi's body is now very strong. You should therefore beg him for his body. Yushmabhyam yachito asivyam dharmajno angani dashyati tatastair ayuda shreshto विश्वकर्मा विनिर्मिता है एना व्रता शिरो हर्ता है हर्ता मत्तेजा उपब्रह्मिता है युष्माभ्यम For all of you, Yachitaha, being asked, Asvibhyam by Ashwini Kumaras, Dharmajnaha, the Dichi who knows the principle of religion, Angani, his limbs, Dashyati, will give, Tatha, after that, Taiha, by whose bones, Ayudaha, of weapon, Sreshta, the most powerful, the thunderbolt, Vishwakarma, Vinit Mitaha, manufactured by Vishwakarma, Yena, by which, Vrikshasura, the head of Vrita Siraha, the head of Vrikshasura, Harta, will be taken away, Mat Teja, by my strength, Upa Brimhitaha, increased. Translation by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhakti Vedanta Swami Prabhupada Ki Jai. When the Ashwini Kumaras beg for Dadyanchi's body on your behalf, he will surely give it because of affection. Don't doubt about it, for Dadyanchi is very experienced in religion and religious understanding. When Dadyancha awards you his body, Vishwakarma will prepare a thunderbolt from his bones. This thunderbolt will certainly kill Rakshasura because it will be invested with my power. So everyone can recite this. I will recite the sloka and then I will give you all. Those who want to recite the sloka, please raise your hands. Tasmin vinihate yuyam tejo astra yudha sampadaha huyaha prapsayata bhadramo na himshanti cha matparan. Yes, Madhumai Krishnakant Mataji.
Hare Krishna Mataji, Pranams Mataji. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Tasmin Vinihate Yuyam Tejo Astrayudha Sampadaha Bhuyaha Prapsyata Bhadram Ona Himsanti Cha Matparam. Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Mataji. Subbarao Prabhuji.
हरे कृष्णा माताजी धन्यवाद प्रणाम
Dandavat pranam Prabhuji.
ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय तस्मिन् विनिहते यूयं तेजोस्त्रायुध संपदः भूय प्राप्स्यथ भद्रम् ओ न हिंसन्ति च मत्सरान्.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Uttama Padma Mataji.
Hare Krishna Mataji. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Tasmin Vinahite Yuyam Tejo Astrayudha Sampadaha Bhuyah Prapsyata Bhadram Ona Himsanti Cha Matparan. Hare Krishna Mataji.
Venkata Narasimha Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Hare Krishna.
Tasmin vinihate yuyam tejastrayuda sampadaha bhuya prapsyadha padram ona himsanti cha matparan. Hare Krishna Mataji.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Usha Daivati Mataji.
Hare Krishna Mataji, Pranams Mataji. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Tasmin Vinihita Yuyam Teja Astra Ayudha Sampataha Bhuya Prapsyata Bhadram Ona Himsanti Cha Matparan. Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Surya Prakash.
Hare Krishna Mataji Pranam. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Tasmin Vinihate Yuyam Tejo Asrayuda Sampadaha Bhuya Prasyudaha Bhadram Yona Himsati Chava Matparam. Hare Krishna Dhanyavadalu.
Thank you. Ran Nandini Mataji.
हरे कृष्ण माताजी प्रणाम माताजी
Pranam.
ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय तस्मिन् विनिहते यूयं तेज अस्त्रायुध संपदः भूयः प्राप्स्यथ भद्रम् ओ न हिंसन्त च मत्परान्. हरे कृष्ण माताजी. थैंक यू माताजी.
Madhusoni Mataji.
हरे कृष्ण माताजी दंडवत प्रणाम माताजी. ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय तस्मिन् विनिहते यूयं तेजो अस्त्रायुध संपदा भूया प्राप्यस्यथा भद्रम वो न हिंसन्ति च मत्परान्. Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Revati Ratnangi Mataji.
हरे कृष्ण माताजी प्रणाम माताजी ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय तस्मिन् विनहते यूयं तेजो असत्रायुध संपतः भूयः प्राप्स्य यत्पत्रम् ओहो हिंसन्ति च मत्परान्. हरे कृष्ण माताजी थैंक यू वेरी मच.
Synonyms. Tasmin, when he, Vrishasura, Vinihate, is killed, Yuyam, all of you, Teja, power, Astra, arrows, Ayuda, other weapons, Sampadaha, and opulence, Bhuyaha, again, Prapshayata, will obtain, Bhadram, all good fortune, Va, unto you, Na, not, Kim Shanti, hurt, Cha, also, Matparan, my devotees. Translation by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada Ki Jai. When Vrishasura is killed because of my spiritual strength, you will regain your strength, weapons, and wealth. Thus, there will be all good fortune for all of you. Although Vrishasura can destroy all the three worlds, do not fear that he will harm you. He is also a devotee and will never be envious of you. Purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada Ki Jai. A devotee of the Lord is never envious of anyone. What to speak of other devotees? As revealed later, Vrikshasura was also a devotee. Therefore, he was not expected to be envious of the demigods. Indeed, of his own accord, he would try to benefit the demigods. A devotee does not hesitate to give up his own body for the better cause. Chanakya Pandita says, San nimitte varanam tyagyo vinashe niyate shati. After all one's material possessions, including this body, will be destroyed in due course of time. Therefore, if the body and other possessions can be utilized for a better cause, a devotee never hesitates to give it up, even his own body. Because Lord Vishnu wanted to save the demigods, Shastra, even though able to swallow the three worlds, would agree to be killed by the demigods. For a devotee, there is no difference between living and dying, because in this life, a devotee engages in devotional service, and after giving up his body, he engages in the same service in the spiritual world. Devotional service is never hindered. Thus, hence, the Bhakti Vedanta purport of the 6th canto, 9th chapter of Srimad Bhagavatam, titled Appearance of the Demon Vrikshasura. Om Jnanatindrandasya Jnananjanayashalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namah. Shri Chaitanya Manobishtam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Gadamahyam Tadati Swapadandikam. He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dina Bandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namastute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Rishabhanushrute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Vanchakalpada Rubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhya Evacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha. Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivashadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Namo Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Preshtaya Bhutale Srimati Bhakti Vedanta Swamini Dinamine Namaste Saraswate Devi Gauravani Pracharini Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschata Deshadharini. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna. So this three slokas, whatever we are seeing it as a conclusion part here, so speaks about the quality of the devotee, wherein the one of the major quality is non-envious. Even Bhagavad Gita was spoken by Supreme Lord to Arjuna. This is also one of the quality. Correct? In 9th chapter, he tells what are the three reasons we are having. He being a devotee of the Lord, correct now? And then he is non-envious and he is also a friend. These are the three things actually Lord Krishna speaks there about Arjuna. That's the reason the more confidential knowledge has been shared to him. So a devotee will cultivate this habit. Cultivation of this habit is the main thing we have to follow from these three slokas. So we may be in the Kanishta position. We may be just joined this organization. And then we may be started with the 18 days course also. But still, that opportunity we need to cultivate. That's very, very important. Even the long-term devotee also, sometimes we also put forward sometimes anger, so this greed, all those things. These six things are there. Na? In that, the sixth one being that is makshara, that is the enviousness. That is the worst part actually. The other five things we can, at least to an extent, somebody can guide us or something can be told, and then we can, by experience or by seeing others, we can get out of that. But the enviousness cannot be done until the living entity thinks, until the human thinks that he has to get rid of it. So how we can get out of this enviousness? So by simply chanting, by performing the devotional service, automatically one will get elevated. And how to chant, that is very, very important. With a sound mind and more, that is a rapt attention to the mantra. So we should not be get deviating with the thought process also while they are chanting. We should be more focused on the chanting because the holy names only will be protecting. In the previous chapter, we have studied about the Narayan Kavach, and Mataji also guided us. Daily one must, that is in the session only, she was mentioning, correct? Mataji told, you have to do this Kavacha, if you read, that will be good. So how to, before having anything, that is morning, and the morning austerity, if one is able to recite this Narayan Kavach, that is the shield which protects us. So what the Narayan Kavach defines? Only the holy names of the Lord. Only the holy names of the Lord. If you go and check now, there you can see Narasimha. You can see many, that is what are the names of the Lord which we have heard also, and then which we have not heard also. Because unlimited names Lord possesses actually. Correct now? So one will be that is praising the Lord or calling the names of the Lord, or will be chanting the names of the Lord, which are different. For example, we chant Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare, because it was given by our, that is Prabhu, that is following, actually, we are following that. From Narada Muni it came, that also we studied actually in the previous chapter, how actually this Nara Mahamantra came, correct now? This Mahamantra came. So, even if you go to Sri Vaishnava, they will tell Om Namo Narayana, correct now? So, it's a realization by the Acharya there, and then they have given the instructions and they are following actually. So, like that, our Acharya also has instructed us, so we have to follow that. So that gives us one to the get rid of all these six things, and out of which enviousness is the worst thing, wherein it cannot be corrected by anyone until the living entity thinks he has to get out of that. So how actually this realization will come? By performing the devotional service. That is very important. Here there are two people we are speaking about. One being the great, that is the Dichi, who gave his body. So that is the quality of a devotee. Not only giving the wealth or the time or giving knowledge to the others. Those are the things we can give. Can we give our body to for sake of someone? To that level we are not elevated. But here we can see the Dichi's sacrifice. So he gave his body for the good cause. And that also has been guided by whom here actually? Who guided this instruction to the Devatas here? Can anyone tell?
The Supreme Lord.
Supreme Lord. Exactly. Correct now? The Supreme Lord instructs actually, because they are reciting Narayan Kavach, and then at the end actually, that is when they are praising the Lord also appears, and then he gives the instruction. So how to get back their kingdom, how to get back to their original position, the power. So always demons and the Devatas will be always fighting, and the Devatas will always win. Okay, because Devatas has been for the good cause, the good qualities they possess, and they always work or um, they act as per the instruction of the Lord, and they take care of these three worlds also as per the instruction of the Lord. And they are in the what is the which platform actually? Sattva Guna platform. So wherein the Asuras always get hit by the Devatas. But this one time, because of the whose negligence actually, Indira's negligence to his spiritual master. So because of that, he lost everything. So one must always respect the spiritual master. So one must always listen the spiritual master. So we have this, what is that, the third, obeying the spiritual master words. That is very important actually. If we disobey, we lose everything. Our spiritual life will become doomed actually. So one must always act as per the instructions by the spiritual master. So here now, as per now Vishwarupa, how actually this Narayan Kavach came also has been spoken in this last 2 words actually. Like from Dajichi only it has been given to Tvasta, and Tvasta to Vishwarupa, wherein Vishwarupa has been killed by Indra because he was favoring the demon family. And we know that why actually he favored some of the remnants to Asuras also, because his mother also is from Diti, being from the lineage of that, correct na? Ashura family. So because of that thing, he had both Devata side also he want to favor, and Ashura family also he want to favor, wherein Indira killed actually. So like this Vrishashura, he has to how to regain the power that has been instructed by our Supreme Lord here. So they have to kill Vrishashura. We know who is Vrishashura, correct? So King Chitraketu, because of the curse by Mother Parvati, he becomes a Vrishashura. He was a devotee because he has done austerities after he lost his son Ashashoka, and then he went to the forest as per the instructions by Narad Maharishi and Angira Rishi there. So he left to forest, and then he did austerities, and then he became a pure devotee of the Lord. But because of the curse of Parvati, that is Mother Parvati, he became Vrikshasura. So, and he also, how much confidence actually we can see here on the devotee by the Supreme Lord here. So although Vishwasura can destroy all the three worlds, that much power he has, don't fear that he will harm you. That means he will not harm you. That is the assurance given by the Supreme Lord to that is demigods, because he was a devotee. So he is also a devotee. So one of the qualities is that we will never be the envious of anyone. So we can cross-check our own qualities. Are we having so much desires? Correct na? Kama. Are we having anger? So these are all the that is qualification a devotee should not have. One must not be, if he is a devotee, he should not have that is unlimited desires. We should not have. Correct na? We should get rid of the material desires only. All these on the platform of material. So Kama, Krodha, Lobha, Moga, Mada, that is the Agankar, correct na? And then Makshara. So this Makshara defines the enviousness. So a devotee will have the quality free from all these 6 things. So and he then only is qualified. So we should always cross-check on which platform are we sitting. Do we have this enviousness? Do we have this Ahankar? So all those things. So when we are checking, cross-checking, if we are feeling that we are showing this, that means we are still not on the platform of the devotee. So a devotee should get rid of all these things by performing the devotional service. And then we have to see about here, what is that, how do you protect oneself, correct, na, for all these 6 things. So daily let us chant this Narayan Kavach. You can take as Mataji guided actually after taking morning, that is during this Brahma Muhurta time only. It takes only 10 to 12 minutes only, that Narayan Kavach actually. You can recite that whole 6.8 chapter actually, and then pray to without taking anything. That means you should not, like how you do for Shaligram Puja and all, you do without taking anything. No? So that is morning, austere. Like that, we have to recite that Narayana Kavach. If we have that practice, it will give Kavach protection to us also. So that is, and then we will get rid of all these 6 things, that is including the enviousness. So that is the protection cover. So like how we provide when we have a cold, we'll provide one more sweater on a sweater on us. So like that, it is a coverage, spiritual sweater actually we are going to wear for us, wherein it will get rid of how we wear the sweater to get rid of the environmental that is climatic conditions. We want to keep our body warm. Like that, from the material issues actually, that is like kama, krodha, lobha, moga, mada, makshara, we can actually, it will become the cover actually. So reciting Narayan Kavach is very, very important here. That is the first point we have to take home. And then second is, what are the qualities? So as per the Chanakya Pandit here, he has given very nice phrase here. All one's material possessions, including his body, will be destroyed in due course of time. This is the practical way we have to see. Our body also will get decayed sometime. Correct now? If you are getting burned into ashes, within the day it will go. Or if you are putting in the mud, actually, maybe in 1 year down the lane, that body also will not be there. It could have been eaten by the mud actually. So if the body and other portion can be utilized for a better cause. So that's why when must I think Navavida Bhaktis, if you see Ambrish Maharaj, all the 9 Navavida Bhaktis has been performed by him. So this body's every part, correct now? For mouth for chanting the holy name, the eyes to see the Archa Vigraha form of the Supreme Lord, and then the ears to hear about the glorification of the Lord, the legs to walk to the temple actually, the hand to perform the activities, the sevas to the Supreme Lord. So every part of the body, even the mind, always should be on the lotus feet. You should be focused on the lotus feet of the Lord. So both the subtle and gross body should be utilized for the seva of the Lord. That is very, very important. That is the better cause. If we are utilizing all those things, then even this will make us, whatever possessions we are having also, some part of the possession can be given as a dana. Like for annadana we can give, correct now? For a temple construction we can give. Those are all the eternal punyas we can tell. Don't do for the punya, but at least God has gifted us a lot. In that one portion, giving back to Him is the gratitude we are showing. That is very important. Punyas, we can no need to think about it. After becoming a devotee, we should not think about what punya we'll get. It is for the basic level or not. Maybe the Kanishta Adhikari may think, because he knows only God, Lord is there in the temple, in the Archa Vigraha form. No other place Lord is not there. Like that is the way Kanishta Adhikari will think. Whereas we becoming the devotee with the long association for the past 4 to 5 years actually, so we should know where our possession should be utilized, which will be the eternal thing, which will always reach to the Lord. So that way we need to think about that. So, and one more thing also we have learned in Chaitanya Charitamrita, who is the devotee actually who was taking the sufferings actually. Can anyone will be able to recollect that? Chaitanya Mahaprabhu also did Alingana to that Lord, that devotee. Hare Krishna. Can anyone recollect? Because it is through the lectures only we have heard, no need to read Chaitanya Charitamritam for this recollection also.
Sanatan Goswami Mataji.
Sanatan Goswami, I am not able to recollect, but Vasudeva Datta.
Vasudeva Mataji, Hare Krishna.
Yeah, Vasudeva Datta, he was full of the leper actually. Okay, and then his body was full of wounds, even the worms will be eating actually. Still, he was praying to the Supreme Lord that all the 84 lakh species sin, let him take away, so that everyone get elevated and then reach to the back to the Godhead. So that type of mentality a devotee will be having. Because even though he is suffering, still he want to continue the suffering for sake of the others actually. That's how the devotee will live. Seeing this Vasudeva Datta's that type of quality, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu gave him the body to get rid of that that leprosy kind of thing. And then he was asking, no, I may become, I may be showing my ahankar here, because just because getting a nice body, I want to get back my old body. I don't want. So I want to make all the living entities actually reach to the lotus feet of the Lord. So that was the prayer he was having. So one should have that attitude. There we can see no discrimination. Correct? The pure devotee will never discriminate. Vidya Vinay Sampanne Brahmane Gavi Astini. So everybody will be treated on the same platform. That means the Paramatma is there in everyone's heart and making the living entity to survive here. And then this the devotee being more compassionate. So the more compassion should come. Correct? Na? So you should be more compassionate for the other people's elevation, spiritual elevation. So wherein whatever way possible, we should always support them. So that's one of the good quality a devotee has. So this we have studied from the Chaitanya Charitamrita. So even in Chanakya Pandita, I think one of the classes I have heard this actually. So most envious means whom we always tell about actually. Can anyone recollect? We have heard multiple times in multiple classes. Most envious, blind envious.
Snake.
Correct. Snake. Snake will never think about it. Second thought. If someone goes near the snake, then it will hit and then we will die. So that's how the snake. That is full of ignorance. Ignorance is most envious actually. So and the second person is, as per Chanakya Pandit, is the human. Okay. So who is better actually? Snake is better than human, or human is better than snake with respect to enviousness?
Human is dangerous.
Correct. See, snake does because of ignorance. Correct.
Yes.
Whereas human is being given the intelligence.
Intelligence is gone. Yes, I want to tell that. Yes, Mother. Correct.
So who is more dangerous then? Human is more.
Human.
Human is more dangerous because snake feels that someone is going to attack, and then before they get attacked, it is getting attacked, it wants to bite and escape from that. That's the reason, because of purely it is because of ignorance only snake does. And there is one thing like with and snake, even though that much then that is poisonous, but it gets controlled by the mantra and the aushadhi. Correct? Means if some that snake charm person, he will be doing that that one. He will be singing with that. For that, the snake will come and then it will come rest in the bucket. It's bucket of him. Okay, whereas a men will not get control. Men's envious will never get control. This entire Mahabharata came because of the enviousness of whom? Duryodhana. Correct, na? He has so much. His father's wealth, he had Hastinapur, everything. Still, Pandavas, yeah, they have been given a very barren lands in Gandhaprastha, and they made it as an Indraprastha, the current Delhi. Okay, but he was envious of them. Because of that only, at the end, he lost everything, and then he was killed by them. So enviousness will make the entire thing spoil, and or we will lose everything, and then we lose ourselves also. That is one of the bad quality a person should get rid of. So getting rid of enviousness is through only the devotional service, through the purification. So one should strive cultivation for that is the right things. So which make the heart pure. So by performing the devotional service only, one will be able to achieve this. Okay. I think this story also, I think you would have also heard. So there was once a king was actually distributing Annadana. The greatest dana is the Annadana. Correct, na? So and the top there was a eagle carrying water, a snake. So in the food, this story you would have heard actually. One drop of poison get fall on this food actually, and the person who ate the food actually died. So now, when who is the cause? Can we analyze that? Whether it is eagle's mistake, or is it the snake's mistake, or is
the
it
king. Oh, yes.
whether all those things the Yamadharma Raja was thinking, whose mistake this is? situation happened. Then it came, after analysis, so he was able to see how actually the people reached for Annadana. It is the person who showed that one beggar was sitting, somebody coming and inquiring, where is the Annadana? Means that beggar is telling, you go this side, king is giving Annadana. Okay, and then the people were going on the place, to that place. So it is the person who is directing. So why this story has been told is, criticizing is also a greater sin. So we should never indulge in criticizing anyone. So criticizing is will carry more food. That is the finger pointing on others' mistake. So I think in the divine qualities of 16th chapter, first 3 slokas we have studied now, 26 divine qualities. In that, not finding fault, that is one of the good quality. And then forgiving others. These 2 qualities we should always take it up. Correct now? So recently we went for yatra. We had that is initial phase. First 2 days there was not proper communication happened, and then the devotees, more than non-devotees, the devotees started criticizing, and then devotees only were very rigid. This is what we have experienced. This is a great thing. Organizing in 3 different locations and communicating. Yes, there will be clutches of doing the things, because the person who is doing the thing, maybe unknowingly, maybe he will be doing the things. But so much criticization, so much. Many people poured at me also. Okay, how can be like this and all? But for that, only thing is asking for the forgiveness. That's what I was able to make it. Because anyone will do mistakes. We are prone to do mistakes. We are having defects now, 4 defects we have. We are prone to do mistakes, eating propensity, we are in Maya, and then our senses are imperfect. So with all these defects only we are surviving. So what is the difference between a devotee and non-devotee? A devotee will be on the spiritual platform, he will be able to visualize the truth, why this has happened, he can analyze that. He has the knowledge. Whereas a non-devotee fully on the material platform, he can shout and then he can leave. I felt that the non-devotee was so better than the devotee there. So criticizing about the activities of others will incur more sin, and more punishment will be given for the person who is doing that. So one should stop this criticizing of others' activities, even though the others' activities are not correct. We don't have any right to speak on anything. So it should be better if you are able to correct the person, you correct it. You can do that correction. If you're not having that capacity, just you better leave that place. So instead of hearing those words, that should be taken care. So either you need to have a dominant role to make the other person shut, or you better leave the place. So criticizing is not the right thing. So one should get rid of that criticism, actually, that habit. So that is incurring more sins. And that's the obstacle we will be facing in our spiritual path. So it will never give a healthy way of progress in the spiritual path. So one must be very careful and then take care of their own spiritual path. So all these instructions has been given by our Prabhupada here in the purport. Wonderful. So here for a devotee, there is no difference between living and dying. That's right. A devotee will be ready to die any moment, because that is as per the will of the Lord, and he knows that. Correct? No? In this life, a devotee engages in, so whatever time, like how Parishad Maharaj fully involved last 7 days. He didn't had food, water, nothing. So only hearing about the Supreme Lord. So one should have that rapt attention and devotion, actually. After giving up his body, he engages in the same service in the spiritual world. So that will continue. This is the assurance our Acharya is giving here. So his devotional service is never hindered. It can be never stopped. There is no obstacle for the devotional service if one does the devotional service in the rapt attention. Okay. With this, I conclude today's class and then put forward to you all. So any realizations or any questions, you can please come.
There is
Mataji,
one
that Narayan Kavacha is from, how do I get it? Which stanza?
No, you recite whole. I think it is up to 36 Mataji did that day. But I recite fully that chapter because it concludes also. Correct now?
The
Yes.
sixth chapter, sixth chapter,
Eight.
eighth chapter,
Yeah.
30 to 36.
Yes.
Previous chapter, Mataji. Previous chapter.
6.8. 6.8.
Hmm.
Sixth canto, eighth chapter. You recite. Okay.
Sixth canto, eighth chapter.
Yes. I think
Okay.
Mataji also told, na? So that
Yes,
is
Mataji.
writing, she told.
With all sanctity, we have to read that.
Yes. We are not
Mm.
purified. To get purified, please
Yes.
recite actually. Okay.
What you said is 100% correct, Madhuri. Out of anger and hunger, 3 days lunch was not proper, not served, That out of that, yes, as you said, after introspection, what is the difference between a non-devotee and a devotee? We could not control it. Yes, you are correct. This recollects me, Mataji, that 14th chapter one sloka is there, Mataji, as you were telling to tell that lust, anger, and greed, the three important qualities which leads to you Narkadwara, that Hellenist planets, and Mataji. I am not able to recall the sloka, but that's also there. Prabhupada has given an excellent purport and all that.
Thank you.
Mm.
Any other thing you want to speak out, please come forward.
Yes.